Welcome back, dear friends, to Senior Smart Living, the channel where your years are your wisdom and your heart still has many stories left to tell. Now, let's take a deep breath. Yes, just like that, because today we begin a journey through the quiet troubles that can sneak up on your heart. We'll go gently, one at a time. So get comfy, grab that warm cup of tea, and let me tell you a little story. You see, not all villains wear masks. Some of them are silent, patient, and live inside you for years without making a sound. One of the most notorious, high blood pressure, or as we call it in the family, the silent squeeze. Why the squeeze, you ask? Because high blood pressure does exactly that. It squeezes your blood vessels over and over, every single day, until one day the heart says, enough already. It's a little like trying to water your garden with a hose that's slowly getting narrower. You turn up the pressure, yes, but over time, the hose cracks, bursts, or just gives up. That's your blood vessels on hypertension. Only in this case, the flowers are your brain, your kidneys, your eyes, and of course, your sweet, steady heart. But here's the sneaky part. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't give you fever. It doesn't even knock politely on your chest. It just is. That's why they call it the silent killer. And so many of us ignore it, don't we? Oh, I feel fine, we say, while buttering our toast a bit too generously and shaking salt over dinner like we're summoning snow. But deep down, we know that extra salty soup, that second helping of fried whatever, the gentle nudge from our doctor that we wave off with a chuckle and a, oh, I'll be fine. You will be, if you listen to the signs before they shout. Here's something worth remembering. What you ignored today becomes the regret of tomorrow. And here's the joy of it all. High blood pressure is manageable. It's not a life sentence. In fact, small changes in your daily life can soften its grip and give your heart the room it needs to breathe again. Try a daily walk, even if it's just from the kitchen to the garden and back a few times. Replace the salt with a bit of lemon, herbs, or a sprinkle of laughter. No one's heart has ever complained about too much joy. So if your doctor says your numbers are a bit high, take it seriously, not with fear, but with love. Because caring for your heart is caring for every moment yet to come. This is just the beginning, dear seniors. Next, we'll meet another quiet troublemaker, the sneaky buildup of bad cholesterol. It's not as delicious as it sounds, I promise. Smile gently at your beautiful self in the mirror today and remind your heart that you're listening now. This time, we're talking about something sneaky, sticky, and far too common. Cholesterol. Now, cholesterol isn't evil by itself. It's a bit like guests at a party. Some are helpful, some bring a lovely gift, and then there's that one uninvited guest who spills wine on the carpet and eats all the cake. That's the one we call LDL, or bad cholesterol. You see, when LDL builds up in your bloodstream, it starts clinging to the walls of your arteries like old chewing gum on a school desk. Slowly, quietly, it thickens, it hardens, it narrows the space your blood can flow through. And one day, when your heart's working hard, walking up the stairs, carrying groceries, or chasing after a cheeky grandchild, the blood can't quite get through. That's when the real trouble starts. The danger? You don't feel it. You don't hear it. No red flags. But the risk is rising quietly, like water behind a dam. And the cause? Often it's what we put on our plate. Yes, those golden pastries. The cheesy comfort foods. That crispy fried chicken that smiles at you from the plate. Oh, it all tastes like home. But if we're not careful, it builds a home inside our arteries. And let's not forget processed meats, sausages, bacon, those mystery meat nuggets that taste like heaven and regret. They're loaded with hidden fats and preservatives that make your cholesterol clap its hands with glee. And not in a good way. But don't worry, we're not here to take joy away from your meals. Life should still taste good. The key is balance. Because what's the use of living longer if you're miserable and chewing on cardboard? Instead, invite more HDL, the good cholesterol, to the party. You'll find it in foods like salmon, nuts, avocados, olive oil, and oats. HDL is like the friendly cleaner who sweeps away the mess that LDL leaves behind. And yes, it helps to move. A gentle walk, a little dance in the kitchen, gardening, or chasing after that stubborn cat who refuses to come down from the roof. They all count. Every bit helps clear the fog from your arteries and freshen the breeze around your heart. Let me whisper you a little reminder. You are not too old to care. You are too wise not to. So next time you look at your plate, think of it not just as food, but as medicine. A colorful salad here, a grilled fish there, and maybe skip the third sausage. Your heart will thank you in its quiet, steady beat. And we thank you for being here. Still learning, still loving, still living smart. Now, we've met the silent squeeze of high blood pressure and the sticky mess of cholesterol. But today, we meet a sweet little troublemaker that wears a friendly smile. Until it DOES and single quotes T.yes, you guessed it, high blood sugar. Or, as some of us know it more formally, diabetes. Now, sugar has always had a special place in our lives, hasn't it? That warm slice of cake after a Sunday meal, a sprinkle in the morning tea, a biscuit with a friend who drops by for a chat. Sweetness is part of the joy, but here's the twist. When sugar overstays its welcome in our bloodstream, it begins to cause quiet chaos. Like a guest who comes over for tea and ends up rearranging your furniture and letting the cat out. You see, high blood sugar doesn't just affect your energy. Over time, it damages the very walls of your blood vessels. It makes them stiff, less flexible. And since the heart depends on soft, open vessels to carry oxygen everywhere, it starts to struggle, quietly, daily, until one day, it just can't keep up. Many seniors live with diabetes or pre-diabetes without even knowing it. Why? Because the symptoms are often brushed off as just getting older. Oh, I'm always tired, we say. My feet feel a bit numb. My vision's a little blurry lately. But these aren't just signs of age. They're whispers from the body saying, please, check your sugar. And no, diabetes isn't just about avoiding sweets. Though yes, those matter too. It's about how your whole body processes energy. Too many refined carbs, like white bread, pastries, sugary drinks, all flood your system with more sugar than it can handle. Think of your bloodstream like a garden path. Sugar, in small doses, is a gentle sprinkle. But when it floods, it's like throwing syrup over everything, sticky, messy, and harmful. Over time, that sticky sugar affects your nerves, your kidneys, your eyes, and yes, your heart. But here's the golden light. It's manageable. You don't need to give up joy. Just choose it wisely. A piece of dark chocolate instead of a whole cake. A baked apple with cinnamon instead of sugary pies. A stroll after meals instead of a nap on the sofa. Though naps are still sacred, just time them wisely. Add fiber. Add healthy fats. Add laughter, because nothing balances blood. Sugar like a good giggle and someone who cares. Let me share this lovely reminder. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Abraham Lincoln. And maybe your favorite grandchild too. What do you want most, dear one? More time? More energy to hug your great-grandchildren? More evenings without medication lists that look like restaurant menus? It's all possible, and it starts with awareness. With one little change, then another and another. The journey is slow, but oh, how worth it. We arrive at one of the most notorious culprits of all. The one that's both charming and cruel. The one that starts with a puff and ends with a lifetime of regrets. Yes, we're talking about smoking. Now. Don't worry, we're not here to scold or wag fingers. In fact, many of us grew up in times when smoking was as normal as butter on toast. It was in films, on buses, at weddings, in hospitals even. If you didn't smoke, people thought you were strange. But what we know now, what science has finally caught up with, is that smoke doesn't just disappear into the air. It lingers, it clings, and worse, it invades. When you inhale smoke, thousands of chemicals rush into your lungs and bloodstream. Some of them sound like characters from a horror film: arsenic, carbon monoxide, formaldehyde. Not exactly things you'd invite in for tea. And your heart? It suffers most quietly. Smoking stiffens your arteries, reduces oxygen in your blood, raises your blood pressure, and makes your poor heart work overtime just to do its job. And here's the kicker: even light smokers, even those who only puff when stressed, carry a much higher risk of heart disease than those who never smoked. That's how efficient smoking is at causing damage. It's not picky. One puff, one day, one stick, it all adds up. But wait, here's the uplifting bit. It's never too late. Even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, the moment you stop smoking, your body starts healing. After just 20 minutes, your heart rate begins to drop. Within 24 hours, your risk of heart attack begins to decline. After a year, your risk of coronary heart disease is cut in half. After 5 years, it's like you never lit up at all. How magical is that? Your lungs clear, your circulation improves, food tastes better, hugs smell sweeter, and most importantly, you gain more years to spend with the ones who matter most. Let's be honest, quitting is tough. It's like saying goodbye to an old friend who was secretly poisoning you. But you're not doing it alone. There are patches, support groups, counselors, and even your grandchildren who cheer you on every step of the way. And here's a little quote I keep tucked in my heart. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. James Clearso set up a new system. Replace the cigarette with a walk. Swap the puff for a puzzle. Call a friend instead of lighting up. Or better yet, call us. We're always here at Senior Smart Living, cheering you on. Now, if you've made it this far, I want to give you a standing ovation and perhaps a nice cup of tea. We face high blood pressure, sugar troubles, sneaky cholesterol, and smoky companions. But today's guest is the most slippery of all. You can't see it. You can't smell it. Sometimes you can't even admit it's there. Stress. Chronic stress. Now, let me be clear. A little stress is part of life. Running late, forgetting your glasses, the TV remote disappearing into the sofa again. That's normal. But chronic stress, the kind that lingers like a shadow, is a whole different story. It's like having a smoke alarm that never turns off. Always buzzing. Always warning. Even when there's no fire. And oh, how good we are at hiding it. We smile and say, "I'm fine." Really. We carry the weight of old griefs, regrets, financial worries, family tensions, quietly. Because that's what strong people do, right? But the heart? It knows. It feels the tension like a violin string stretched too tight. You see, chronic stress keeps your body flooded with hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Useful in a lion-chasing-you situation, but not when you're just trying to sleep. At night, these hormones raise your blood pressure, increase inflammation, disrupt your sleep, your appetite, and yes, they wear your heart out. Even loneliness. Yes, that soft sadness we try to hide has been shown to increase the risk of heart disease just like smoking does. It's ironic, isn't it? The thing we keep inside to protect others is the very thing hurting us. But oh dear one, there's hope. Always hope. Managing stress is not about being cheerful all the time. It's about giving. Yourself permission to rest. To cry when you need to say no. Without guilt. To laugh at silly jokes. To walk in the garden and let the wind carry your worries for a while. And it's about connection with people, with pets, with poetry, with prayer, with purpose. A little walk, a warm bath, music from your youth, writing a letter, talking to someone who listens. All of these are medicines, more powerful than any pill. I leave you with this. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. And Lamazzo Unplug. Dear heart, breathe. You are not alone. Your worries are real, but so is your strength. And we're walking this journey right beside you. Now we're opening a door many fear more than the doctor's office. No, not the door to your past. I'm talking about the fridge. Yes, let's talk about diet. Not the trendy ones or the ones that promise to melt belly fat in 3 days. We're talking about the kind of food that, bite by bite, shapes the health of your precious heart. Now here's the truth. Food is not the enemy. It never was. The Sunday roast your mom used to make with love, the buttery toast on cold mornings, chocolate hidden in the back of the drawer, they all carry memories, comfort, even healing. But modern food? It's gotten sneaky. What used to be wholesome has been replaced with processed traps, high in sugar, salt, and fake fats your heart doesn't even know what to do with. Let's have a peek at some of the quiet offenders, trans fats, the shape-shifting villains found in packaged pastries, margarine, and some fast food. They raise bad cholesterol, lower the good kind, and clog your arteries like a bad plumbing job. Too much sodium, not from your pinch of salt at the table, but from tinned soups, instant noodles, processed meats. Your heart doesn't like to swim in a salty sea every day. Added sugars, from breakfast cereals to salad dressings, they sneak in everywhere. They spike your blood sugar, increase inflammation, and strain your heart with every unnecessary spoonful. And don't get me started on the low-fat or zero-calorie tricks. Often, when something says it's healthy in big bold letters, the ingredients list tells a very different story. But wait, don't toss everything out of your pantry just yet. This is not about shame. It's about gentle awareness. We're not aiming for perfection. We're aiming for progress. Instead of fighting food, let's rediscover joyful eating. The kind where your plate looks like a garden, not a factory. Fresh fruits and veggies in every color. Whole grains that don't come in shiny packets. Olive oil instead of mystery spreads. Fish that once swam, not shaped like sticks. And old water. That humble, glorious drink. Your heart loves it more than any fizzy potion ever made. If changing habits feels overwhelming, start tiny. 1 swap a week. White bread to whole grain. Soda to sparkling water with lemon. Processed meats to real chicken. Or beans. Crisps to a handful of nuts. Let food become your ally again, not a silent saboteur. And here's something I hold dear. Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food. Hippocrates, you don't need a perfect diet to have a healthy heart. You just need a kind one that respects your body, your history, and your hopes for the future. Now, we gently take your hand and walk, not far, not fast, but purposefully, into a conversation about something so quiet, so ordinary, that it slips past most hearts unnoticed. It's called sedentary living, or in more familiar words, sitting too much. Now, before you feel guilty about your favorite chair or your well-earned rest, hear me out. This isn't about blaming rest. Goodness, no. Rest is holy. What we're talking about is being still for too long, too often, without a little wiggle in between. Think about it. We sit to eat, sit to watch telly, sit to chat, sit to rest, sit to knit, sit to think. But the body, especially the heart, wasn't designed for all-day stillness. When we stop moving, circulation slows, muscles shrink, the lungs get lazy, the joints get creaky, and the heart, oh, it starts to forget the rhythm of life. Sedentary habits sneak up. One day, it's, I'm just relaxing after lunch. Then suddenly, it's, I only walked to the mailbox today. Then, nothing. The heart needs movement. Not marathons, not gym classes. Just gentle, joyful, daily motion. Walking, the miracle drug with no side effects. Stretching, a love letter to your joints. Dancing in the kitchen, the finest cardio. Even standing while talking on the phone or doing leg lifts during telly helps. And remember, movement doesn't need to be exercise. It can be watering plants, dusting shelves to your favorite oldies. Walking a grandchild to the corner, playing fetch with a dog who thinks he's still. 2. Every tiny move tells your heart, you're needed, you're alive. Stay strong. Here's the powerful truth. Sedentary lifestyle is now considered as dangerous as smoking. Yes, sitting all day without breaks can increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, even dementia. But here's what I love most. Reversible. Even 5 minutes every hour makes a difference. Even a gentle stretch before tea. Even swinging your arms as you wait for the kettle to boil. And if you're thinking, I'm too old to change, let me whisper this. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Confucius, your heart is listening. It doesn't need you to run. It just needs you to move, to show up, to care. So, dear soul, let's rise, slowly, safely, joyfully. Let's stretch the arms, wiggle the toes, take that small walk. Let's make the next moment a little livelier than the last, because you, my friend, are still dancing with life. Thank you for joining us through all 7 silent causes of heart disease. You are braver, wiser, and more radiant than you know. And always, remember, at Senior Smart Living, we don't just add years to life. We add life to your years. Dear hearts, what a journey we've taken together. From the stress that tightens our chests to the quiet sugar cubes in our tea. From the loneliness we dare not name to the long, cozy hours we spend sitting still. We've looked each one in the eye, not with fear, but with gentle courage. Not with shame, but with understanding. Because growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It means growing wiser, softer, more radiant, like a well-aged tree whose roots run deep. And if this series has sparked even one small change in your day, one deeper breath, one lighter laugh, or one thoughtful bite, then our time together has truly mattered. Now, before we part ways for today, may I ask you for a tiny favor? If you found this video helpful, please do give it a thumbs up. It lets us know we're on the right path. Don't forget to subscribe to Senior Smart Living so you never miss a new story, a health tip, or a reminder that you're never alone. On this journey, leave a comment below. Tell us what part touched you most, or share a little habit you're changing for your heart. Your words may inspire someone else today. And of course, if you have friends, siblings, or neighbors who might need this message, share this video with them. It might just be the nudge they've been waiting for. We're also open to suggestions and ideas. If you have feedback or topics you'd love us to explore, drop them in the comments. Your voice helps shape what we create next. So from the bottom of our hearts here at Senior Smart Living, thank you truly for watching, for caring, and for being part of this warm and thoughtful community. Until we meet again, keep walking gently, laughing loudly, and living with heart, because you're not just growing older, you're growing beautifully. With love and respect, the Senior Smart Living team.